Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Moo Shu Talk Show. I'm Garrett Giles,
I'm Esmond.
I'm
and
Jonathan.
this is the Moo Shu Talk Show.
Yeah.
How are we all
it
doing
is.
today?
Fantastic,
tremendous.
fantastic.
Good. So
Yeah.
today we wanted to find the right tab here to talk about. We made two agendas. Here we go. Aliens. Let's talk about aliens. Do you believe in aliens, guys? I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty vague question.
It's the question is like, are other life forms, breathing on another planet, just like us, just in another shape, doing their own thing, just like we are, potentially more advanced or maybe less advanced. I think so. I think it's an arrogant stance to say, we're the only ones.
Yeah. I mean, well, we know that there is life, I guess. Isn't that what they released? Didn't the government release some sort of confirmation of some sort of what was it? It was like life may have existed some time ago, perhaps, possibly.
Well, they also, leaked pictures of like clearly, UFOs and stuff like that, and
I suppose.
so, well, they did, right?
Yeah, from Area 51.
Yeah. So, another question that's to be asked. It's like, if aliens are real, we have been working with them, you know, um, under, the woodworking of society, you know, and if we have been doing that, has our technology advanced due to the meeting of another, species,
Well, probably.
right?
Yeah,
Because when you
probably.
think,
Well, my opinion on aliens is that I believe we're not the only life form in this universe that has the intelligence span of an IQ. And it's their intelligence. There are definitely beings out there that is more intelligent, um, that has a better ecosystem than us, probably better weapons, better environments, and stuff like that. I believe that there are aliens out there, but where are
Yeah,
they
but
right now?
why would they trade with us? I think why would you trade with any civilization that's more intelligent or less intelligent than yourself? Either you stand to gain nothing, or the other person stands to gain nothing. What interest would they have in our civilization to trade with or do any deals with?
Maybe that's why they're not coming to us yet, because they don't have they're so higher power, and they're thinking like, yeah, these people are just, as what you said, is just don't have the better resources than us.
But
Then
then
why
why
would they
keep it from
trade with
us?
us? Yeah,
But why keep it from us then?
because
well,
as human
remember
beings,
the
we're very arrogant.
remember the Roswell crash, when they found the first UFO, you know,
Yeah, the Roswell crash. Yeah,
so
supposedly, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, even then, that wasn't. When was that again? I can't remember.
Wasn't it in the 30s? I feel like that was in the 30s. I could be wrong. Let me look
Well,
it up.
all right, okay, yeah, because can't remember when that was, but that I don't think it's been well, now that it's 2020, it's probably been about 100 years. But even then,
Like a 47. So not not
okay,
even not 100 years quite. But.
not even close. So my point to this is like technology was advancing way before that,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean
But
that's the
then,
first time they crashed that we know about.
yeah,
If you're going to go
right.
the conspiracy route, I mean, how can we trust that we know anything? How can we trust that even the pictures they showed us, that still doesn't prove anything?
No, of course. But my point, my theory is like, okay, so from when we potentially met them to before that, our growth in technology was exponentially slower. Like,
That's true. I mean, you can pinpoint places in history where there was like a eureka or something, like a eureka moment where something got figured out and stuff exploded. Like the Renaissance. I don't think that was aliens, but the Renaissance era was, or the Enlightenment, whatever, it was quick growth. And civilization started. Before then, it was just fucking like knights and horsemen and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Humans always, it's always been embedded with us that we've had, curiosity and the need to want to have better, right? So, obviously we're, as a society, always perpetually, slowly going to move forward due
Yeah.
to curiosity of just wanting to build, you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But when you look at where technology is now and how quickly that grew, right, as opposed to, back then, like 1700s, 1800s, like an iPhone, okay? This came out in the last what,
Well,
20 years?
even in like 1995, you had an iPhone that were like blowing everyone's mind, and that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah. No, it's
It's like,
true.
let alone hundreds of years ago.
Well,
The fact you had a piece of glass that smooth would have blown people's minds hundreds of years ago.
100%.
Like just that alone.
My first phone was like, I think it was a Nokia flip phone,
Oh yeah.
and like I got excited when I could change the colors of the phone numbers.
Oh yeah. Oh, is it rainbow color, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember it was cool to like play Snake on your phone.
So
My first official phone that I actually have not handed down to me was a BlackBerry.
Which one? I loved my BlackBerry. It was a good device.
The one that everyone had in high school.
you had the Bold.
Oh yeah, the Bolt. That was the cool one. I remember that. All the cool kids had that one.
Mm-hmm. But
I had the Pearl, but not the good Pearl, like the Pearl that you couldn't change the color of the Pearl.
Oh, the skinny version.
Yeah, but the keyboard, it looked awkward, but it was a good keyboard.
Yeah, I remember that. I had the Bold as well, I think.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Alright.
so do we end up talking about Bob Lanson? He worked apparently in
What's
Area
his name?
51.
Bob Lazar. Lazar is his
Lazar,
name.
yeah,
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 Bob
Bob
Lazar.
Lazar, who worked in Area 51, and South Park did reference him a couple of times in their show.
Yeah,
So
he's a famous conspiracy theorist. Who, I mean, I think there's some evidence to suggest that he did in fact work at Area 51, which doesn't mean everything.
But isn't the American government always confidential? That they have the redactions and stuff like that. If he actually did work in Area 51,
no one could prove it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
no one
all
can
it's
prove
all
but
hidden
at
away.
the same time, wouldn't he be jailed for releasing those information?
Yeah, and like the FBI raided his house and stuff. I think he actually did work at Area 51 or in some sensitive part of the government. But he claims to be reverse engineering alien technology. That was my question earlier. If in fact some of our technology did come from aliens and is more advanced than what we had, what incentive do the aliens have to give it to us? Like, what trade was made?
Probably because, well, then that would bring up the idea that, their ship crashed, their aliens that were in it died, we found the ship, we had their technology, they came looking for it, right? Because they found no word, on their planet of whatever they were looking for, so they went searching.
Yeah,
right?
I guess knowing that we're not a threat or whatever, knowing that humans are not a threat to them, I suppose.
Well,
I mean,
potentially.
I feel like, I don't know, I suppose it's possible, but it's just, that's a good question to ask, right?
Well, it's the idea, maybe the first time they came, right, was the first time they crashed, right? So,
maybe. That's possible,
it's just an idea that the first time they came, they crashed, right, due to not knowing our gravitational pull, this, that, or whatever, or whatever. Who knows? Whole list of other reasons.
Yeah.
And they crashed, which then made their colony think, hey, they didn't survive. Why'd they not survive? Was it the planet they went to that killed them? Was it not? Was it a technical error? So that maybe, you know, mixed thoughts maybe brought them back over to our planet. Because you know how our airplanes have a black box
Yeah.
if it goes down?
Yeah.
Well,
I
maybe
imagine.
their shit.
I suppose yes, if they were going to do that, and they're intelligent enough to do so, I suppose yes, they'd have a black box.
Right? So
Yeah.
maybe they saw it crash. They're like, all right, well, let's go see what's up. Maybe they sent somebody, and we've already have their technology, right? And maybe where they found the fact that they knew that we had their technology was at a place called Area 51. And maybe that's how
Maybe.
it got started.
But then like it would have been like a lot of technology. It would have been like it wasn't just like one trade. Like give us our your prisoner, and we'll tell you about how coal works or something. It seems like there's a lot of trading.
Well, I think there's more to Area 51, than just aliens, right? Like, I think, that was, when we were creating a whole list of other secretive, devices
Hmm.
that I know none of. So, I can't really, but I'm just speculating that, maybe
Maybe.
I don't know. We're known to have secret societies in this world, so I don't know. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be passed by the idea that maybe we're hiding a whole bunch of secret technology. You know.
But like why? Like so the reason I don't believe in things like fortune telling, things like controlling the weather, things like ghosts and shit, is because if that stuff existed, the American military would have used it to fuck over some Middle Eastern country by now. But they haven't. So either
How
they don't
so
have
though?
it or it doesn't exist. Think about if George Bush could have used a crystal ball to see what would have happened if he invaded Iraq. You
Oh,
think he
oh,
would have
like
invaded
that.
Iraq? Would he have invaded Iraq? No, he wouldn't have. That means fortune telling does not exist. If the American president doesn't have it, no one fucking has it. Oh, I shouldn't swear on this thing, yeah? My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
I don't.
I should. I'll
I
keep
don't
it
think
to.
anyone cares.
Well, I won't anyway, just in case. But seriously though, if the American government hasn't exploited something like that, the supernatural, to wage
Wow.
war or something, I mean, yeah, okay, I guess. But like they wouldn't fail then. It's like
But then but,
governments fail
but
all the time. America has not won a war ever. It won the Revolutionary War because of the French. I mean, they did a good job, but whatever, the French helped them. So okay, but you can't claim that as a victory. That's just their independence.
right.
So what? They lost Vietnam. They lost Korea. They tied in the War of 1812. I don't know. I'm sure maybe there's smaller conflicts I don't know about, but the major ones they didn't win. I mean, the Vietnam War, the American military lost to a bunch of guys who live in the jungle. Like what? What? How did that happen? How did that happen?
Well, you know the lay of the land, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just such a tactical error. But I mean, like, if the American military had, if this supernatural stuff existed, we could have used it to win. But instead, they had this embarrassing
Yeah,
defeat.
but okay. Do you guys remember the TV show That's So Raven?
Mm,
Okay.
I do.
Okay, so in That's So Raven, she used to have visions of things that were uh, going to play out. Okay,
Yeah.
and sometimes they would be positive, and sometimes they would be negative. And the negative ones, they would try and go fix, like she would try and go and fix, so that they would not play out in that manner. To which my theory is maybe we do have some kind of device that makes us look in the future, and some of our actions were based on trying to not have certain things happen.
Wait, you
But
mean
then
the way the world is now is the better version?
no,
This is the fixed version of the world. We need
like
to
what I'm saying.
keep using the machine, keep re-rolling until we get like a world we're good with.
No, not what I'm saying. So it just happens. You know, it's just like an occasional, you know, like let's see if the ball is ready to tell us what's happening. You know, it's like, oh, it's ready now. You know, and then it tells us what's happening, and then it's like, all right, we need to invade this country, right? Because this is what's going to happen if we don't do this, that, and the other. To which then we go and try and do it, and then all shit goes to hell because nothing of what we thought was going to happen happens. So then it just goes to shit.
Yeah, but can we not redo it again and again and again and again?
No, because time just keeps going, right?
So we don't have that. Well, I guess so. But if that's the case, then so maybe fortune telling does exist. It's just unreliable, which is called schizophrenia in other people. But sure, okay. Well, fortune
No,
telling that doesn't have anything to do with reality is called schizophrenia.
yeah, of course. And
I think some like a lot of prophets or famous people in history, they probably had some sort of mental disorder. Like,
well, they prayed more to the gods and like other.
so it means that their schizophrenia will come to them in that way, in a way that they know how to talk about, and other people will like not know shit and believe them or whatever. Maybe not, I don't know. But it just seems to be all built on nothing, you know? It's all built
Well,
on
is
like,
God is God an alien?
yeah, I guess technically he's not from Earth.
But why is he never referenced as an alien then?
I don't know, because if I don't know, why do they not call him an alien? Oh, because God
Right?
sounds cooler, I guess.
Like God, I've never referenced or heard God referenced as an alien,
That's
right?
true.
Because
Yeah.
he's the almighty being, the creator of Earth, right? But it's like, so he
No one
created,
says the
but he's
great
not from
alien.
Earth.
I guess I don't know. I guess a god is an alien, unless it comes from our Earth. All the mythology of all the more ancient civilizations, like their gods are people that are just also gods. Like Zeus or whatever, or what's his name, Odin, whatever. They're humans.
Aren't those demigods?
No, they're still gods, but
Oh,
just
okay.
of their mythology. Yeah, I guess they're considered gods. But I mean, Thor almost died on like multiple occasions. Like it's not like they're gods. They're just like they can snap their fingers and like shit happens.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah.
think their gods were like more accurate in that. Oh, they didn't like do all these things. Well, I wouldn't say accurate, but in their portrayal,
Right.
it's less theatrical and more. Some of it is down to interpretation, of course, obviously, but in the way they interacted, in a lot of Norse mythology, there's just stories of the gods just interacting with each other and like tricking each other and helping each other out and stuff.
Hmm.
It was like more interesting stories. It wasn't all, like he fought this demon and he created the earth and all this other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They had that too, though, I think. Anyway, Bob Lazar, I'm just looking him up right now.
Yeah.
He claims that the U.S. government has documents describing aliens in human affairs for over 10,000 years,
Oh, wow.
according to him.
Interesting.
But see, he's so controversial because he's not just some guy. He like he like I don't know, like he's filed for bankruptcy. He used to be a film processor. Um, he like worked in like different, I don't know, just different companies that, I don't know, sketchy shit. He was involved in a prostitution ring. Um, he was charged with like moving dangerous chemicals across state lines a couple years ago, and that
Yeah,
company was fined for sale of chemicals and components to make illegal fireworks. So that's weird.
yeah, 2007,
Was it?
7,500.
Oh yeah. So
Wow.
I guess we're reading the same thing.
Yeah, and then in 1990, the Tsar was arrested for aiding and abetting in a prostitution ring. Wow.
That's odd. That's like an odd thing.
I don't know. He kind of like looking at his picture. He kind of looks like a dude that would do something like that
When you
for some
said
reason.
he's the Area 51 guy, you're like, how the hell? Like how? Like where do they make these people in a laboratory or something? He looks like a typical like computer programmer IBM guy. You know, he just looks so generic.
No, I could see him being, yeah, but he looks like somebody who gets fascinated with like something, right? And I bet he was a computer nerd who got fascinated with aliens, right?
Yeah.
That's what he looked up. You
There's
know.
like a 70% chance this guy played Dungeons and Dragons. Like even higher than that. Like it must have happened. When you look at him, you're like, he definitely played Dungeons and Dragons in school.
Yeah, ringleader as well.
Oh yeah.
Like full on ringleader. Started the whole group. You know.
I like how in the thing next, like on the thing on the right on the Wikipedia page, it's like
Yeah.
born, this, okay, occupation, this, then criminal charges, like the next thing. There's only
Yeah,
four
I know.
things, only 4 points, and one of them is criminal charges.
Yeah, I know.
Like wow,
Amazing.
like
Like what a life.
lots of people have criminal charges, but I mean they don't have them just up front and center like that. Like look up any rock star who's probably been arrested for something.
Well, rock stars used to like the managers used to cut deals with you know, um, drug dealers and stuff when it came to like cross border traveling and all that other stuff because they used to hide drugs in all of the equipment
Oh yeah.
and not tell the band, right?
Hmm.
So the
Oh yeah.
band's, happy-go-lucky doing their thing, We got another gig in Melbourne. Meanwhile, the manager's setting up a deal with Enrique, and putting 10 pounds of cocaine in the...
It's pretty smart. Like a subwoofer is an empty box anyway. It's just like a big wooden box, right?
Well, the equipment's going to be in the box, but inside the equipment...
No, but I mean
right?
the subwoofer itself is a big box.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Basically.
perfect place to just hide drugs.
Yeah,
Right in the subwoofer.
right? And not only that, if you're AC/DC or Neil Young, Kiss, or a huge name. I don't know if those names actually did it, but I'm just saying, if you're a big rock star name and you're coming across the border, sure they're gonna take the same precautions like they would anybody.
Well,
but
like not really.
Yeah.
We can't say there's no advantage at the border to being a famous person.
But realistically, they're gonna get to the border. What are you here for? Hey, we're doing a gig in LA or wherever, okay. And if you're a big name, probably gonna know the music anyways.
Yeah. Oh, Esmond is wondering what we're talking about.
Did we lose him?
I think we did.
No, I'm still here.
No, he's back. We're talking about moving drugs to the border. Actually, we're talking about Balbazar. Balbazar was charged with some crimes. So we're just talking about how much of a controversial character he is.
Oh wow. So
He's
you
like-
sure that he actually worked in Area 51 if he was actually moving drugs?
Well, I don't know if he was moving drugs. I don't know, but he, well, because he worked in such a sensitive area, there's nothing that can prove that he worked there, because the government would never allow such a thing. But there's evidence to suggest that he did, and the government has sort of taken action against him in such a way that if he were just some crazy guy talking, the government wouldn't bother.
Oh, or could the government actually be the ones that are saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's plant some drugs on this guy, so whatever he says about working in Area 51, it will be just something that is not true because he's crazy. He runs drugs. He could be
Yeah,
taking drugs."
that's quite possible that the government discredited him.
Yeah.
That's quite possible, yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Well,
so
it would be devastating. Think about it. Okay, imagine it. Imagine the whole world tomorrow actually got verified that aliens were real. What would happen?
Then we would know that Area 51 is real.
man, I think
Bob,
there'd just be a lot of memes.
yeah, Bob was
Right?
correct all the time. He should be president, and we would up. That's what everyone will figure out.
Yeah, nothing will really
Right?
change, I don't
Change,
think. It's be pretty much business as usual.
Yeah, but then that would spur, okay, aliens are real. What else have you been lying about for years? Right? So, to say nothing would change, I think that would start an internal snowball of, okay, you've been lying for years that aliens are real. Now we know they're real.
Well,
What
I don't
else
think
have you been?
the stance of the American government has never been there are definitely no aliens that in existence. They're just like,
Yeah.
we don't think they're aliens. We can't prove it. We don't know anything about them. So
Yeah, but
which is still a lie. But I mean, it's not like they just lied to us about their existence. They just didn't divulge sensitive material. It's like hard to blame the government for that.
yeah, of course. But the way they go about it is it's never like it's always like it's almost like they're trying to tell us that they're working on it, you know. Um it's almost like they have the answer and they're trying to find a way to make it seem like how long can we go before we actually give them the answer.
I guess, but I just assume the government lies about things anyway. Like the American government released this stuff what a couple months ago, or like a month ago, or something like that. I didn't
Yeah.
even look it up until like a couple days ago because I don't care. Because it like yes, maybe if they did lie about other things, like is that shocking to me? Not really. And I don't think
Yeah, it's
anyone
not.
is really surprised by that.
No, I'm not saying it's going to affect, everybody. Like I know I won't care, but
Hmm.
there's going to be a vast majority that will care. I think.
I guess, but I mean, there's nothing. It's like they haven't had any effect, or at least that we know of.
Okay, first off, TV shows are gonna latch onto that. Like South Park is gonna latch onto that. Family Guy would latch onto that.
Oh yeah,
Simpsons, you know. Not only that, video games like are gonna gravitate to. Oh, there's an actual alien game. Beautiful, right? You
yeah. It's
know.
like, but we still don't know anything about them. We don't know what they look like. We. It's still so.
Yeah, of course.
It's like it's already a cool idea. The fact that they're real or not, I don't think. I think it almost takes away from the appeal of aliens. Aliens is like a cool thing. Like if imagine you were born and just aliens being real is just a fact. Would that be interesting to you? Like yes, but
Yes.
not
Yeah.
like
No. It would. I'll tell you why it'd be interesting, because then you would grow up with the idea that there's somebody on another planet, and you don't know who they are.
yeah. But when people grow up to be rocket scientists or astrophysicists or whatever it is, they still think that. They still think, oh my goodness, there could be a possibility of things living, and that possibility being the spark of ingenuity for them to go and pursue that field is the same spark as if you just knew they were real and couldn't talk to them.
Yeah, but the difference is there's wonder, right? It's like growing up with wonder as a kid, right? As opposed to not growing up with that idea,
No, but I think there's
right?
still wonder. you still wonder what they are like, what they're about, what they do, what's everything. There's so many questions.
Yeah, but the difference would be like actually knowing, right? And then one just being a theory, right?
Well, yes, now you know that there are questions to be asked, not whether or not there are questions. Okay, but
Yeah, it's just a new set of questions though,
it's a new set of
right?
questions, but there's still questions, and those questions are still interesting to the same people who would have been interested regardless of the question.
Yeah, of course.
So
But now
it would
that
change research, but it wouldn't change. And it might change in pop culture a little bit, but I think would you think it'd just be an overplayed trope?
um well, I think in some way, you know, like just thinking about it, I don't know if it would actually be any different. It would just be more movies about what it would potentially be like.
Yeah, just like interesting point of conversation,
Yeah.
something to speculate about.
I guess. So do you guys hear about Cyberpunk, the new game that's coming out in November 2020? Have you
Is
guys
that
heard?
confirmed? Yeah, I
It
heard about
it's
it.
official. It's actually an official release, but date from them. But you never know from them.
Yeah, Bethesda. I
Yeah.
know.
It's not actually Bethesda. I don't think it's a CD Red Project. The creator of Witcher
Oh yeah,
3.
sorry. I was thinking of another
Mhm.
game. Yeah.
You think of Fallout?
Yes, I'm thinking. I don't know why I'm thinking of Fallout. Yes.
But yeah, that company makes fantastic game, Bethesda and also CD Projects. And this Witcher game that they created was so good that it won so many awards. And
Oh
now that
yeah,
they're
it was a
creating
pretty
this
good game.
Cyberpunk, and their like past history of Witcher 3, everyone's everyone's thinking that insinuating uh, that Cyberpunk would be one of the best games that is released. They have been postponing that release from. Um, I think they were planning to release it in early January, but then they postponed it to August. Then they postponed it again to November. So we're looking at a final date November 19th, but of course they can always postpone it again
Hmm.
to another later date.
Well, how do you
But
think those? How do you think the developers do it? I mean, they want to take as long as possible to perfect everything they can about it um, on release. They don't want any mistakes on release. That's all too common in the industry, right?
It is, but also at the same time, I think they're perfectionists. They want to make it as a perfect games.
Yeah, they don't
They
want
don't
to
want any
flop.
flop. They don't want any feedback saying that this is glitchy and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
this is like a baby that they want to have like it's perfect.
I always wonder because the time restraints that they have. Because say the graphics or whatever of a game, the engine of a game is always progressing as time goes on. Every year there's like a new technology. Um, but if they have the graphics already done, they can't take that long to produce the final game. Otherwise, it'll be dated. So I wonder if there's a formula or something or an amount of time that's acceptable or not acceptable. Because I know a lot of developers have released games on tight time constraints, and it'll just be missing major things.
That's what I think this game like Cyberpunk they're trying to, but of course they're going to release it for the PS5. Of course that's definitely 100%.
Oh yeah,
Um, but for now they're looking at it's like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto was originally supposed to be released for the PS4, but then it had an early release on the PS3. Yeah,
yeah,
then they upgraded it to the PS4. Now they're also planning to upgrade that into the PS5.
yeah. Well, I
Wow.
guess they should. I mean, it's
Mhm.
like the GTA 5 was meant to be. It's supposed to last a couple of years at least.
Yeah, but think about that. Name one game that has gone into 3 generations of consoles.
Well, because games generally aren't designed to be But GTA Online
Yeah, but one
was
game.
created.
It's not like it's not. I'm not talking about like the the whole series. I'm talking about one game in itself.
No, I know I can't think of one, but I'm saying because games are not designed with that in mind.
No,
No,
of course.
it's just because of the
It's not like that's a
community.
failure.
It
That's a
literally
change
was.
in
But
the theme of game developers.
but do you think that's where games are going to move to, where games are going to slowly move into this idea of
No,
being able to? No.
no, I don't. It's not profitable.
Well,
Not as
GT.
profitable.
Well,
I
well,
know
what I'm
game
trying to say.
developers are greedy.
What I'm trying to say is that GTA. The reason why they're going to number 5 is that there's such a big community out there. They're still playing Grand Theft Auto. There is still a huge community that plays it, and they're making
Yeah.
money off of it, like still. So it is ideal for them to go into creating a another generation for Grand Theft Auto. Apparently, they're making the 6.
Yes.
Don't quote me on that one. I heard on the webs and stuff like that that they're making a 6, but it's not 100% yet.
Well,
So
they'd be
don't.
dumb not
Yeah.
to. They
Oh,
have
well,
to.
it's hard whether so GTA 5. It's already the 5th iteration.
Yeah.
You want to make that last a long time? I mean, they could, in theory, they could
Long
release
time, buddy. It's already been going
DLCs and
7 years.
updates. Yeah. Well, they
7
could.
years.
Yeah, they could. I know it's lasted a long time. It's a good game, but they've made it so that the game would last that long. When they made the game, they intended for it. They didn't know what consoles would come out, but they intended the game to be worth playing, 5, 6 years from now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas, and I guess the way they're doing it, instead of selling a new game, they're just doing microtransactions through their own game. So games will head that way, that will be long-term releases, only if it's profitable. But it's not profitable unless they do microtransactions. So that might be the
That
way.
is true. And
It-
most organizations are doing microtransactions right now. Like look at Fortnite. The only way they're making profit is by microtransactions.
Is it? I don't know anything about Fortnite.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a free
well,
game.
no, yeah, well, it's any game that comes with skins, right, or anything that involves customization will always involve eventually microtransactions.
Oh, I see.
No, but
Well,
microtransactions
our
are.
time is almost up. Well, John, why don't you lead us off to the
Yeah, it is true. Our time is almost up.
Oh, yes.
mhm.
We got a whole minute and 30 seconds now.
Where
But
does it say that?
it says at the top of Zoom. But we are doing a new thing.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing a new thing. It is the quote of the day or knowledge of the day. Is it knowledge
You're
of the day?
going to be learned today.
Yes,
You go learn.
we are learning today.
You go learn
Shit.
today.
Okay, you know what? I had the thing, and what was our thing today?
Just spit knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay.
Knowledge.
Shit. Don't eat yellow snow, people.
Don't eat yellow snow. That ever happened?
I think that was the wrong knowledge, John, that you're planning to give
Well,
out.
it's good knowledge to have.
yeah, but I can't find the fucking other knowledge. like-
Nothing like social distance when you're going to your local national park.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
One time I
that's
saw
it.
this old Chinese man talk to his son in Dragon Dynasty restaurant, and I couldn't hear what he was saying, but my dad whispered in my ear he's probably telling his son not to eat yellow snow. And it was like a very intense moment.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you for listening. Well, always like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and then we'll see you
Oh
next
yeah,
time
and
on our.
hit that bell notification so you can
Oh yeah, otherwise
Consider
it doesn't tell
voices.
you when, it just might show up
Yeah.
in your recommended. I don't know.